What's up, everybody? It's Goose coming to you live in my studio. Alright. So, this is one of my older sketchbook. I think I completed this one 2 years ago. It dates back to 2012, maybe 2013. But yeah, so let's check it out. So I worked with this. I was just designing some characters, working with inks as well, maybe some colors. Also, you notice that they're complementing each other with a little orange and a little blue. I like the way I did the feet, also the composition. Pretty good. I was happy with it. Right here, I did some studies. And the way I go about my studies, I don't do live studies for the most part. I have to rely on Pinterest or Instagram. Those resources are great. They're free and very accessible. As well as I have my Tyrion here. I think I was watching the episode where he was being framed as poisoning Joffrey, which came about that, well, spoiler alert, came about that he didn't do it, but at the time it was, everything kind of just pointed his way. But I like just the figure itself and him playing with his ring. I think he does that a lot in the TV show, but happy with that. Some more studies, just trying to get their pose, as well as making some really nice lines. It's all about lines, right? Over here you could tell that nothing is complete, and it really shouldn't be. This is my sketchbook, so more than anything, it's maybe I was working on some composition, very free with the lines. I think it just provides energy. So this one as well, as you see, it's just composition, study of compositions. Over here, I like to do like a collage of images. So I'll take a little bit here, a little bit there. Sometimes I like to work close. Other times I want to get the whole subject or most of the subject, maybe a phase, and also play around with the style. Sometimes I like it realistic. Other times I prefer it more a dynamic look. But either way, it's great practice. I love doing these collages. More studies. As well as over here, I think this is from maybe a grocery store or mall area. I think I saw a little kid with his flat bill. Those are also great resources because it's free. You just have to tiptoe around the whole creep factor, because people will look at you and question, what the hell are you doing looking at me for a period of time? So try to be very incognito when doing so. Something I did pick up from a professional artist, when he does that and goes out in the public and tries to sketch from real people, he likes to wear sunglasses. So it's not obvious where his eye's going to, and he can look and study as long as he wants without getting that whole creep factor. Over here, I actually did a pretty cool illustration for a friend of mine as John Lennon. I think it's it's a wall in Prague, where it's almost like a graffiti art, it's a really cool image. She took a picture and she said like she needed to be recreated. She wanted it, so I did that for her. It turned out really great. I'm wondering if I can find a finished piece. She was very happy with it. And over here, similar face structure, but I did a female. Turned out kind of pleasantly creepy. Over here, as you can tell, I was watching a lot of Game of Thrones. This one's pretty cool with the Hound and Arian, or Ari. I don't even know what her name is. Anyway, the pals, the buddies, the duo. They were great to watch. Over here, I saw something from something that was posted on Instagram, I think, but it was cool, so I redrew it. This was just working on patterns and textures, a little cross hatching. Well, actually, just hatching. Nothing crosses, as well as just these little flower designs. I have some areas here I could probably fill in. And I'm all about either creating something like this, which is almost like a finished illustration, or filling in the spaces, the white spaces. If it's more of just a study, because for me, it's all this stuff is just useful space to work, to practice your skills. But like I said, with these, it's just a whole lot better to kind of leave it really simple. So just a combination of graphite and color pencils. This one, I like using highlighter. There's this highlighter with some color pencils, and then I inked it, or I use ink to begin with. Actually, I probably use just lightly sketch with color pencil, and then maybe laid in with the highlighter, and then finished it with ink. The process here. This is a red Sonia. I think I saw this on Pinterest and was inspired just to create my version of it. This is, again, Game of Thrones Tyrion as a Yoda, which he is pretty much a Yoda-like in that realm. So this was fun. This would be a pretty cool illustration to work on Photoshop and have a finished product. Kind of cool. Right here, just very simple. Just, you know, I love drawing illustrated humans, and this is just, you know, pretty and light. This right here, it was another combination between Star Wars and Game of Thrones. This is Jamie Lannister as a semi-Jedi, you know, with his Jedi outfit, also his metallic hand because it got chopped off. A little elf for Lannister. Thought it was pretty cool. Jon Snow as a Jedi, just kind of being Jon Snow. Right here, practice on just landscape, environment. Nice little cabinet here amongst the woods. That's pretty cool. It'll be a cool Photoshop project. Sometimes really tough when things start bleeding through. You know, maybe I can go in here with some pencil and just work on sketches. This one was really cool. Like, I think I saw this one in Pinterest, but it wasn't like this. It was very simple, and going in there and making these little doodads. I think made it. They're here mermaids. I don't do a lot of mermaids, So for me to do this mermaid, I must have saw something that really caught my attention. Her cheekbones are very low. It could have been a little bit higher. I love the fingers. They're very feminine. This is Black Canary. I think I did not finish this. I think the face, I wasn't feeling it, so I kind of left it as it is. More studies of the female anatomy. This right here, I always draw and doodle these ladies in athletic wear. This is all from the noggin. No reference to look. It's pretty much when you do a lot of this, you can come up with this. So like that. I think I saw this image on Instagram. How to just recreate. Pretty cool. More studies. More stuff that came across. And when you come across these images and you recreate this, I really feel like you're just adding on to your visual library. And those artists are super good, next level. It's because they have a lot of visual library. They can recall things that they've seen and recreate that, or mix a mixture of subjects and images to create new images. But it's all about building your visual library. There's some more stuff. I like to work with a little color pencil here and there. More figures, study figures, as you can tell. I just love doing the faces. Here's, I think this is Jack. And not his lady, so to say, but just a lady. She looks like she could be a Greek lady. Here's some more subjects that I studied. Oh, I left this one blank. I always like to go back to my sketchbooks and see things that blank pages, because I can always go in there and do a doodle. Maybe it leads to something else. But I just love seeing a complete book. You know, every page taking advantage of. Nothing's left behind. That is my main goal with my sketchbooks, to fill as much as possible. I'll probably go back and do this one and kind of do some more images and try to fill this page. Really quick, you can put a foot anywhere you want, and it can be besides a chick. Doesn't matter. I'm not sure what this is. Another page. What was that? I was slacking. I think I wanted. No, this is just a copy of that. Here's some more figure drawings. I think I started off with this guy and said, "Nah, I'll just put a figure drawing in there." Faces. So faces, another cool thing that I like to do. I think this is Kroll. Pretty bad one, because this is his boy. Forget his name, but I was a big fan of the Kroll show. Some more faces of random ladies. The guy did the lips right here. Blank page. So sorry about that. I like this using highlighters. Highlighters are really cheap, and I just like to put down colors, and good use. This is Instagram. I forgot this lady's name, but just a great pose. Add some colors to that. Another figure drawing. Good pose. More posing. More doodling and posing. This is, I think during the time I was playing Halo a lot, so just coming up with a suit. like an future army suit. Pretty cool stuff. More figure drawings, faces. Boom, boom, boom. Boy, my wife is gonna love these. More figure drawings. And it's one of those things, like, growing up, most of my things that I was drawing or illustrating, they were dudes, and I could never do girls right. I always had issues. More female. These are pretty cool studies. Just, they don't have to be too big. I'm just focusing on lines. I love it when I get really wispy, so you can see. But going back to the girl story, I couldn't do girls to save my life. All the girls that I would do, they would look like dudes. And one summer, I think I was maybe 13, 14, I just hunkered down and started doing females, and one after another, and eventually I started to grasp, what makes a female look like a female, what makes a male look like a male, and how to make those two things different. I really did study. Growing up, I didn't copy from images. Everything I would study and recreate, I felt like it was cheating. So until I realized, hey, everybody does it, everybody benefits from it, what am I doing? I need to start copying. And I did, and instantly that brought me to another level. This one right here, as you can see, I did a little bit more detailing, took my time on it. By the way, these, all of these probably done in 10 minutes. This one probably took me an hour and a half. Some more illustration with a blue. I like doing with the blue pencil. This was the Punisher and Daredevil. I think this was season 2, might have been. I'm not sure, but I really love the Punisher character. Another image, I think from Instagram. This is just working, doing, something like this, where I can lay down a lot of graphite. And by the way, I'm working with a moleskin. This paper is terrific for graphite. Like, if you're doing pencil or doing color pencils, this paper just it just flows so smooth. Ink is pretty good too. There's no texture to it. It's just very smooth. Ideal for those situations. Now, if you're doing ink or markers, it will bleed. This is not thick at all, but like I said, it's great for graphite and color pencils and whatnot. Some more faces, a little fairy gremlin-ish. I'm a big comic fan, so I think I was trying to compose a superhero team with Batman, although they're not in the same universe, but Batman, Wolverine, and Spider-Man. I think I was going to do another figure back here, either Colossus or Cable. I'm a big fan. Here I saw some images, very illustrative, kind of caricatures, cartoon-like. I love Disney and the artists and their ability to recreate something and make it dynamic. Here is, I think, what I was trying to do. This is called the Elites. It's Hulk, Colossus, Cable, Spider-Man, Wolverine, and Batman. And I love doing these studies because I keep true to the comics. So you have a little run over here of Wolverine with a semi-average Spider-Man with a taller Batman and Cable and Colossus and so forth. you know, they're not all the same height. More good stuff, more female studies. This right here, this is kind of some studies on a graphic novel I'm working on. Very serious tone. This, of course, you can tell the difference between a quick sketch and something that I worked on a little longer. Again, this is a character from a graphic novel I'm working on. Some more studies. This one I took a little more time. And I also put my little logo symbol there. Instagram fitness lady chick, not sure her name. More figure drawings. She's on Instagram. Needs to just start putting names. Very popular. You know, those Instagram people that have thousands of followers, some in the millions. More studies here. Full of studies. And these are good days. This is probably like maybe 30 minutes combining these two. I think I was working on some kind of Star Wars character. More studies. Big fan of Street Fighter. This is Sagat. More studies over here. This is it's not Ryu, it's Ryu. Ryu. Not Ryu, but yeah. I'm still butchering the name. More studies over here. And faces. I love faces, like I said. I can tell that's love it. Forget his name. I'm Batman, Robin. Tom Hanks. There's little features that, you know, kind of give it away. I think that's Kate Middleton, little Jon Snow, Swift. Not sure who she is. More figure, Mortal Kombat. More figure studies and this upset individual right here. I'm not sure why he's upset. Then working on some dudes, certain looks. I think these guys are very hipster like. Superheroes here. Wolverine, always keeping him short. Superman, Batman, and some damsel in distress, I guess. More figure drawings. Some little notes. It's always good to have little notes here and there. Also, it's probably practicing on my script. More studies. Faces. Forms. Oh, look, I actually dated that one. I'm not sure who this one is. I feel like not a good sketch. More studies. This might have been around the Halloween time. Vampire right there. Sinbad-ish. Another one that I was taking my time on and wish to continue that one. More studies. I love the studies. I don't have to finish them. I could just go on to the next. I think, yeah, this one I was probably at Whole Foods or something like that and saw some unique individuals. Some more little doodles. I think I did this one at a meeting and posted it on Instagram. A lot of people liked it instantly. I'm not sure why, but yeah, just an old Magneto. More studies. Once again, I love working with these blue pencils, really quick, and then I can come in with the graphite and kind of commit to lines, and also be able to do a little sketching, a little shading. More studies here with Wolverines and Cyclops and Captain America with all their ladies. I love doing studies from ballerinas just because they have those long limbs and you can really focus on their form and their movement. Like this, you have this pose where it's like it comes in, bam, then snap, and this one kind of goes about, or this one, the power pose, where it's like there's structure here, and poof, the shoulders come out, or actually they go back and the chest comes out. More studies. A ballerina or dancer right here. Quick face. This was an illustration I was working where I combined these iconic movie characters, and this one being a combination of Arnold Schwarzenegger's character in The Predator and Forrest Gump, and he's just being Arnold Gump, waiting with his box of chocolates. And then I reverse the opposite with Tom Hanks as this badass predator killer. That was kind of funny. More faces. I love studying faces, and don't get discouraged whenever you're not doing faces right, because it's gonna come where you have that one face that just is really great, and sometimes it comes in like this huge wave where every face you do, it's, you're nailing it. It looks great. Your lines are there. Your form are there. But then once in a while, I get into a funk where I can't do a face. I'm not feeling it, or I'm out of sync. But don't be discouraged if you're not making good faces all the time. Right here, I think I was designing a logo, so quick sketches and more little studies. More of the design logo. Let's see what we got here. Oh, cool. So this one was a print that I got from a class that I took at the Adobe conference in LA. I think this is in LA. I love this artist. His name is Orlando Adosena. I'm saying it right, Adosena. So, excuse me if I'm not pronouncing it correct. Orlando was awesome. I met him. I got to shake his hand. His artwork is phenomenal. So check him out online. Really cool stuff. And I know that he's an illustrator that works heavily with Adobe Illustrator, and they've actually used his graphics. So at one point, I think the first version of Illustrator CC, they used this graphic. So every time you start up Illustrator, this would show up. And I was like, when I saw that he was having a class and he actually did this, I was just like, oh my god, yeah, I know that art. That's so cool. And I think he's been an artist at the Met in New York and has his stuff everywhere. So really cool guy. Check him out. His name is Orlando Adosena. Really cool guy. All right. So that concludes this sketchbook tour. Hopefully the next one will be great. If you have any questions, or if you like this, please let me know, because I want to do more of these, and I feel like if you guys give me the fuel, that energy of like, yeah, I want to see more, definitely will create more content. All right, so this is Goose. Stay hungry.